Imagine a world where energy flows are revolutionized and the balance of power shifts dramatically. Welcome to the era of the Power of Siberia 2 pipeline, a monumental project that's about to change the game for Russia and China. But here's the question. What's the real cost of this massive undertaking? The two nations have just signed a binding agreement to build this pipeline, which will transport vast amounts of natural gas from Russia's western Siberian reserves to northern China, passing through Mongolia along the way. This project has been in the works since 2020, and its sheer scale is mind-boggling. As Gazprom CEO Alexei Miller put it, this is the most extensive and capital-intensive project of its kind. So, what's driving this partnership? For Russia, it's about securing a long-term customer in China, especially since Europe has been reducing its reliance on Russian gas since the Ukraine war. Beijing, on the other hand, gets to buy gas at prices lower than what Europe pays, giving it a competitive edge in global markets. But this deal is more than just a technical agreement. It's a strategic move that ties Russia's vast energy wealth to China's growing demand, reshaping regional trade and the geopolitics of energy. The numbers are staggering. The pipeline could send an extra 50 billion cubic meters of gas every year from Russia's Arctic fields to China, adding to the 38 billion cubic meters already flowing through the original Power of Siberia pipeline. This means more options for Beijing and less dependence on U.S. liquefied natural gas in the future. The route, known as Soyuz Vostok, will form the Mongolian stretch of Power of Siberia 2, boosting Russia's export capacity by 50 billion cubic meters annually. But here's where it gets controversial. The fine print is still missing, and key details like the price China will pay are yet to be decided. Gazprom has only said that the gas will be cheaper than what Europe pays, but no figures have been disclosed. Estimates for the pipeline's total construction cost vary widely, ranging from $13.6 billion to $34 billion. The construction schedule is also unclear, with analysts believing the Russian section could take about 3 years to complete, but the timeline for the Chinese side is still unknown. And then there's the question of who pays for what, with some reports suggesting Russia will fund the domestic portion, while China finances its own segment. Pricing remains the thorniest issue, with Beijing preferring rates closer to Russia's domestic prices, and Moscow wanting something closer to the terms of Power of Siberia 1. President Vladimir Putin has insisted that gas for the new pipeline will be priced on market principles through a formula, but no specifics have been offered. So, what does this mean for both countries? For the Kremlin, this announcement marks an important political win, signaling that Russia and China are intent on deepening their partnership despite earlier disputes. China, the world's largest energy consumer, and Russia, the biggest resource exporter, find in each other both necessity and opportunity. If the Power of Siberia 2 pipeline is completed, Beijing secures a hedge against future geopolitical shocks, while Moscow gains a stable buyer at a time when Europe has largely turned away. The benefits are clear. For Russia, the pipeline is a vital stream of revenue, generating annual rent of $2.5 to $4.3 billion. For Beijing, the payoff is about stability and leverage, offering a cushion against risks in the Middle East or disruptions linked to worsening ties with the West. But here's the part most people miss. This deal is not just about energy. It's about the shifting balance of power in the world. As the West imposes sanctions on Russia, Beijing and Moscow are forging a partnership with no limits. The question is, what does this mean for the future of global energy flows, and how will it impact the delicate balance of power in the world? We want to hear from you. Do you think the Power of Siberia 2 pipeline is a game changer, or is it just a clever move by Russia and China to secure their interests? Share your thoughts in the comments below.